On Osrc News at 7, Governor Ayedatiwa reiterates administration's commitment to protecting rights and welfare of citizens. Ondo State government presents relief materials to victims of natural disasters in 3 council areas. Spiritualist kills 4 siblings with person in Enugu community. And from the foreign scene, President Tinubu meets Pope Leo XIV as new Catholic leader is inaugurated. Good evening and welcome on the news at 7. I am Omoshiliola Adesoye Ajayi. The future of any society lies not just in structures or systems but in the hearts and minds of children being prepared today. The Ondo State Governor Lucky Ayedatiwa, while addressing hundreds of pupils and students at the 2025 Kids Con in Akure, describes children as wonderfully and carefully made by God gifts, not just to their parents but the entire world. Commending the organizers, Governor Ayedatiwa reiterated his administration's commitment to protecting the rights and welfare of all citizens, especially children, by ensuring a safe and supportive environment where education can thrive across the state. Government House correspondent Wahab Bankole has details.
The Obafemi Awolowo Auditorium at the Federal University of Technology Akure, FUTA, came alive as children from primary and secondary schools across Ondo State converged for a full day of learning, inspiration and discovery. The event, known as Kids Con, was organized in collaboration with the Ondo State government. Welcoming dignitaries and participants, the coordinator of the conference, Fumi Bankole, expressed deep appreciation to Governor Ayedatiwa for prioritizing the safety and well-being of children in the state. She commended the governor for fostering a peaceful and supportive atmosphere where children can learn, grow and thrive without fear, while also highlighting the achievements of the Kids Con scholarship scheme.
We had this event 365 days ago. God kept us alive, and here we are again. Thank you, Jesus. I appreciate the vessels God is using presently in Ondo State, the very first family, our daddy, and the children of Ondo State. We are saying thank you.
Governor Ayedatiwa described children as wonderfully and carefully made by God and stressed that his administration remains committed to safeguarding their rights and creating a conducive learning environment statewide.
Be bold and be confident that you are a gift from God, that you are fearfully and wonderfully made, and as God is your Father, we are also here as your earthly fathers to protect you, to support you, to guide you, to nurture you, to be responsible for your upkeep, and to ensure that you are going out and coming in is secure. We have to do this because we believe that you are the future leaders of this society.
He said the event was more than just a gathering, noting that it was an investment in the dreams, values, and voices of young people whose actions will reshape the world.
We believe that the future leaders of this country and of this state, therefore, embrace discipline, listen to what can be taught, be serious in your academics, obey your parents, obey the law of the land, so that you can be a borrow breath, and by the time responsibility will fall on your laps, you will be equal to the task. Let me also tell that any of you can become what you desire to become, or whatever what God has planned for you to become. Take advantage of windows of opportunity that comes your way. Listen to your teachers in the classroom. Be attentive, study, do your homework, read your books, interact with your peers, but don't fall under peer pressure. Make your parents proud.
The event featured inspiring talks, mentorship sessions, creative performances, and the distribution of gift items to the delight of the children. Wahab Bankole, Osrc News.
And the Ondo State government has taken steps to support victims of recent rain, fire and windstorm in Iluabo, Eleyowo, Idori and Ibarauke. At a relief distribution exercise in Akure, Governor Lucky Aiyedatiwa assured residents that the government will continue to stand by its citizens in times of need. Government House correspondent Zimo Ebiemi completes the story as presented from our studio.
In a show of compassion and commitment to the welfare of its citizens, Ondo State government has commenced the distribution of relief materials to victims of recent natural disasters in Iluabo, Eleyowo, Idori, and Ibarauke. The exercise, coordinated by Ondo State Emergency Management Agency (SEMA) in collaboration with the Office of the Deputy Governor, took place at a designated center where affected residents gathered to receive essential support. Items distributed included food supplies, mattresses, roofing sheets, and other household essentials aimed at cushioning the impact of those whose homes and properties were destroyed or damaged. Governor Lucky Aiyedatiwa, represented by his deputy, Dr. Olaide Adelami, emphasized that state emergency response to ensure that no resident bears the burden alone remains top priorities of his administration.
Over time, we have invested in all critical sectors, including health, agriculture, security, education, women and youth empowerment. It is in continuation of this impactful trajectory that we are here today to present relief materials to victims of rain and windstorm disasters across the state. Also, victims of fire incidents will also be compensated. This gesture is a confirmation of our covenant with our people and commitment of our administration to ensuring delivery of democracy dividends in the best interest of the Sunshine State.
He noted that the gesture was not merely a statutory responsibility, but a humanitarian act aligned with the state's disaster response motto for the sake of the distressed.
As promised during the visits, we are here today to deliver on the pledges of government to bring in support to the victims through the distribution of relief materials and cash compensation to victims of fire disasters. Permit me at this juncture to appreciate our traditional rulers, community leaders, the youths, and other stakeholders for maintaining peace in our various communities across the state.
In their goodwill messages, the Olu of Iluabo, Oba Olufalaye, and other stakeholders urged citizens to remain vigilant during the rainy season. They also called on community leaders to promptly report any further incidents to enable timely government intervention.
We, the traditional rulers, will be the happiest today because in the absence of government assistance, we have had to bear the brunt of bringing succor and help to our people. That is what I try to do in Iluabo. But when government comes to help, I'm relieved, and my people are relieved. We thank you.
Some visibly relieved and grateful beneficiaries expressed appreciation to the state government for providing support during their time of distress. As the rainy season intensifies, experts advise planting trees as windbreaks, a preventive measure that not only reduces storm impact but also benefits the environment.
The Ondo State House of Assembly has committed the 2025 budget estimate for the Ondo State Oil Producing Area Development Commission (SOPADEC) to the Ad hoc Committee for further legislative move. The 33,860,000,000 naira budget estimate, scaled through second reading during plenary presided over by the Speaker Olamide Oladiji. The executive bill is expected to address the developmental needs of the mandate area. The reports. The 2025 fiscal appropriation of 33,860,000,000 naira laid before the House of Assembly for Ondo State Oil Producing Area Development Commission (OSOPADEC) was read to the lawmakers by the Clerk of the House, Benjamin Jayola, during plenary.
Presentation of a bill. His Excellency Honorable Dr. Lucky Orimiso Ayedatiwa, Governor of Ondo State. Year 2025 Ondo State Oil Producing Area Development Commission (OSOPADEC) Appropriation Bill, first reading.
The bill estimated the sum of 4,747,650,000 naira for recurrent expenditure, while the balance of 29,120,500,000 naira is earmarked for capital expenditure. While committing the bill to the Ad hoc Committee on OSOPADEC after scaling through second reading, the Speaker Olamide Oladiji charged the committee to engage relevant stakeholders and agencies to ensure that the proposed budget aligns with the yearnings of the people and the Commission's core mandates.
This which honorable by the motion has been moved that the bill should be moved to second reading and be committed to the Ad hoc Committee on OSOPADEC. Those in favor say aye. Those against say nay. I have it.
The lawmaker representing Ese-Odo constituency, Oluwatoyin Allen, while speaking on the bill, affirmed that the 2025 budget estimate, when passed into law, would significantly improve the living standards of people in the coastal areas. Also speaking, the lawmaker representing Irele constituency, Dr. Christopher Ogunlano, expressed optimism that the budget will engender peace within all the local governments in the mandate areas.
The capital expenditure of this year bill should take about 85.97% of the total bill, while only 14.03% is for the recurrent expenditure. This shows the interest of the governor through the OSOPADEC Commission as an intervention agency to see that there's going to be what we call the infrastructural developments in the mandate area and also across the state.
I would like to thank our Excellency Honorable Lord Ayedatiwa for unbuckling the OSOPADEC Commission. Know that with his effort, if this bill is passed into law, the whole state will benefit from it.
Princess Olawumi Fayemi Obayelu, representing Elijah Constituency 2, and others said their budget, when passed into law, would undoubtedly bring development to the mandate areas, urging for its speedy passage.
It is important that we empower the OSOPADEC so that they can continue with the good works that they've been doing.
Meanwhile, a bill for a law to amend the University of Medical Sciences Teaching Hospital Ondo law also scaled through first reading. About 13,000 candidates have participated in the May edition of the Teachers Professional Qualifying Examination (PQE) conducted by the Teachers Registration Council of Nigeria (TRCN) nationwide. TRCN Acting Registrar Stella Nwokocha disclosed this while monitoring the exercise at the computer-based test center of the National Open University of Nigeria in Wuse Abuja. She stated that reports from centers across the country indicated a hitch-free exercise, adding that due to the rescheduling of the Unified Tertiary Matriculation Examination, the PQE was shifted in some states. PQE is a mandatory exam that teachers must pass to become registered and licensed to teach in Nigeria. It ensures a minimum level of professional competence and is a core requirement for TRCN certification. You're watching the news at 7, no Osrc television. We take a break now. When we come back, the news continues. Please don't go away. Glad to have you back. You can watch us live on our website www.osrc.ng or follow us on Facebook at Osrc TV, and on YouTube you can subscribe to our channel Osrc TV Ondo. Now to other stories. The All Progressives Congress APC in Ondo State has expressed sorrow and concern over the alleged killing of its Ward 5 chairman in Osrc local government area, Nelson Adepoigi, by kidnappers, while awaiting official position from security agencies on the matter. APC, in a statement by Steve Otaloro, its director media and publicity in the state, said it is deeply troubled by the news of his adoption and killing, which have shattered the peace of his community. The party called on security agencies to intensify their search efforts in the areas where the kidnappers are believed to be hiding. According to the statement, safety of citizens must remain a top priority, calling on relevant authorities to take immediate and decisive action to combat the growing threat to communities. It expresses its thoughts and praise for the deceased family, friends, and all those affected by this tragic situation. In the quiet community of Ibagwa Aka Igbo is the South local government area of Enugu State, 4 children of same parents have been murdered with a pestle allegedly by a spiritualist in the area. The motive behind the heinous act remains a mystery, but the pain and outrage it has sparked are palpable. Following preliminary investigations, law enforcement agencies have apprehended some key suspects in connection with the crime while still searching for others yet at large. The chairman of Igboeze South local government area, Mr. Ferdinand Ukweze, expressed his outrage over the murder, vowing that justice will be served. Ukweze, who visited the crime scene accompanied by officers of the Nigerian Police Force and other security operatives, ordered the sealing of the premises where the incident took place. Also, unidentified gunmen have suspected to be bandits have attacked Waji community in Danko Wagzagu local government area of Kebbi State, killing no fewer than 15 farmers and injuring at least 3 others. The state governor, Nasir Idris, during a condolence visit to the residents of the district head of Waji, expressed sympathy over the tragic incident and announced a donation from the state government to support the victims' families. According to him, the gesture was a modest effort by the government to assist the bereaved families and the injured during this difficult time. The governor also assured the community that the state government would take necessary steps to address insecurity and ensure farmers can safely return to their farmlands. Speaking, the district head of Waje Bala Dambaba lauded the state government for the visit and the financial assistance, describing it as timely and impactful. The ancient town of Usho stood still as father of family brought together friends and associates to honor 2 important pillars in their lineage. It was a combined ceremony in remembrance of late Pastor Thomas Ajiboro de Fadero, who passed away on August 15, 1981, and the final burial rite for his wife, Doris Fadero, who answered the call to glory on March 10, 2025 at the age of 103. The reports. It was a solemn yet celebratory atmosphere at St. Andrew's Anglican Church, Ushu, as family, friends and well-wishers gathered for a unique ceremony combining the 41 years remembrance of late Pa Thomas Ajiboro de Fadero and the burial of his beloved wife, late Mrs. Doris Fadero, who died on March 10, 2025 at the age of 103. In his homily, the vicar of St. Andrew's Anglican Church, Venerable Seth Akiro, emphasized the Christian hope of resurrection, urging the congregation to live righteously and to hold firmly to the faith that defined the lives of the departed.
Once you are in Jesus Christ, when you die or when you are about to die, assure yourself that that is not your end. When Jesus comes back, you will rise again.
Thereafter, a Thanksgiving session and song rendition were held by the choir to bid Mama farewell. Here, the remains of the departed were laid to rest at her residence. To some of the children, late Pa Thomas Ajiboro de Fadero was remembered as a principled and God-fearing man whose dedication to family and church laid a solid foundation for the generations after him, while late Doris Eduge Fadero was described as a matriarch of strength and a symbol of endurance, wisdom and humility.
He was hardworking, he was very resilient, she wasn't daunted by challenges. And that loving father, very caring.
She's loving, she's accommodating, she knows how to do, and she's very neat. I love that about her.
Guests were later treated to sumptuous meal and a live band. Born in 1922 in Use town in the old Midwest, late Mrs. Doris Eduge Fadero was an astute businesswoman and got married to late Pa Thomas Ajiboro de Fadero, who departed this world over 4 decades ago. Now to some foreign stories. Pope Leo XIV has been inaugurated the 267th Bishop of Rome and leader of the Roman Catholic Church. Nigeria's President Bola Tinubu attended the ceremony, joining other world leaders including Canadian Prime Minister Mark Carney, US Vice President J.D. Vance, Ukraine President Volodymyr Zelensky, Argentine President Javier Milei, and Brazilian Vice President Gerardo Alckmin. President Tinubu's presence underscores Nigeria's commitment to promoting interfaith dialogue, tolerance, and cooperation globally. The details.
The Nigerian leader was accompanied by prominent Catholic bishops, including Archbishop Lucia Ugoji, Archbishop Ignatius Kaigama, and Bishop Matthew Azan Kuka. Before the inauguration, President Bola Tinubu met with the Cardinal Pietro Paroli, the Vatican Secretary of the State, reaffirming Nigeria's openness to friendship and building bridges of understanding. Pope Leo XIV, formerly Cardinal Robert Francis Prevost, began his inaugural tour of St. Peter's Square, riding in a Pope mobile and greeting tens of thousands of pilgrims and supporters. The installation mass marked the official commencement of his pontificate. The new Pope has visited Nigeria 9 times, making his connection to Nigeria particularly significant. The world leader attended the ceremony, showcasing Pope's global influence and the importance of international relations. The inauguration ceremony signifies a new chapter for the Catholic Church under Pope Leo XVI's leadership. Oluwanifemi Abayomi, Osrc News.
President Trump has dripped into Walmart, saying on social media that the retail giant should eat the tariffs instead of blaming the duties on imported goods imposed by his administration for its increased prices. Walmart had warned that everything from bananas to children's car seats could increase in price despite the softer tariffs on China. Akintunde Akishimola has more.
U.S. President Donald Trump said Walmart should eat the tariff imposed by his administration on imported goods instead of hiking prices for its customers. His comments were in response to the world's largest retailer saying this week it will have to start raising prices later this month due to high tariffs. Trump in a social media post said, quote, Walmart should stop trying to blame tariffs as the reason for raising prices throughout the chain. Walmart made billions of dollars last year, far more than expected, end quote. He added that the retailer should not charge valued customer anything. Walmart in a statement said it will keep prices as low as it can for as long as it can't give the reality of small retail margins. Walmart CEO Doug McMillon on Thursday said the retailer could not absorb all the tariff costs because of narrow retail margins. Even so, he said the company was committed to ensuring that tariffs-related costs on general merchandise, which primarily comes from China, would not drive food prices higher. Many U.S. companies have either slashed or pulled their full-year expectations amid friction between the U.S. and its trading partners, particularly China, as consumers pull back on spending. As a bellwether of U.S. consumer health, Walmart's explicit statement about the impact of tariffs is a signpost for how the trade war is affecting the retail sector. Akintunde Akishimola for Osrc News.
In our sports, Nigerian sprint sensation Favour Ofili has edged her name into the record books, becoming the fastest woman in history over 150 meters on a straight track at the Adidas Atlanta City Games. Competing at Atlanta's Piedmont Park, the 22-year-old clocked an astonishing 15.85 seconds, shattering the previous world best of 16.23 set by Bahamian star Sean Miller-Weibo in 2018. In doing so, Ofili became the first woman to ever dip under the 16-second mark for the rally contested event.
Ofili now in the lead. Ofili and Davis running out of track here in Atlanta, and Favour Ofili striding her way to the line, and that right on the wind level. And now confirmed at 15.85. That will be a new world record. So a great way to start our proceedings this afternoon.
Still on sports, Crystal Palace will play in the Europa League next season after beating Manchester City 1-0 in the FA Cup final. Eberechi Eze scored the only goal of the game as Oliver Gaslan's men shocked the former Premier League champions. It is also the first ever piece of silverware for the South London team. The win also means Palace have grabbed England's first Europa League spot for next season. And to end the Osrc News at 7, here again are some of the major stories. We told you that Ondo State Governor Lucky Aiyedatiwa has reiterated its government's commitment to protecting the rights and welfare of all citizens. We also told you that Governor Aiyedatiwa gave the assurance at the event in Futa Tag Kiscon organized for school children in collaboration with the state government. Also, the Ondo State government has presented relief materials to support victims of natural disasters in Iluabo, Eleyowo, Idore, and Igbaraoke. And also a spiritualist in a community in Igboeze Council area of Enugu State has killed 4 children of same parents with a pestle. And from the Rome came the reports that President Bola Tinubu has exchanged pleasantries with Pope Leo XIV after his inauguration as the head of Catholic. And that's news at 7. Thank you so much for watching. Good night.